Eli, do they have snow for the weather focus tomorrow?
They're in New York. Last time I saw their weather was very close.
It's beautiful, cold but good, but sunny. I like cold and sunny tomorrow.
It was Saturday night, Sunday. They were talking about.
It's showing beautiful weather. Good sunrise. Really dusty, windy.
Ike is on the Zoom. Ike, a few years ago, Ike told us, "Tikra et Shmo Moshe." Look a second in the text. Tikra Shmo Moshe. You heard it from Rabbi Bakshi Doron. You said, "Tell us that." Look a second in the. Look a second in 296. I'm saying it only now because I saw Ike and the.
96.
Imagine Miriam is waiting to see what happened to her brother. When she noticed the princess is coming down in her mind, the worst person can come now is her. I mean, imagine what crossed her mind. God gave her a stroke, and died, blinded. This lady that you are so afraid of, she is the one. This is what life is about. Yeah? When we say in Agadash with Pesach, Kadosh Baruch Hu Matzaleinu miyadam, not only from their hands, they assist us. They assist us to be saved. Not only that, okay, she has mercy on the baby. Yes, she's calling the mother of the baby, the original mother, to nurse the baby. Okay, she's nursing him for 2 years. Vayigdal hayeled, look at Pasuk Yud. Vayigdal hayeled, v'taviyehu lebat Paro, she gives him back. Vayihila leben, she adopts him.
But why did they wait? Why did they wait so long? Normally, do they wait so long to name a child? All the other times, Vatar, Vateled, Vatikrat Shemo. Why did they all wait? Why did Yocheved not? Why did they wait?
If you follow the sequence of events, I mean, but you have to read. Remember, we know the story, so we never follow it. She saw the baby is crying. When my babies were crying, either my wife took them to nurse or she took a bottle, yes? Here's the baby is crying, the baby is 3 months old. What do? Can you nurse him? Can you nurse him? Can you nurse him? Can you nurse him? None of her substitutes can help him. You realize, yes? But he cried, there's no time to name the baby because the baby is crying.
They had 3 months.
When 3 months, he's 3 months old.
But why didn't they name him before 3 months?
Who are they? Who are they?
They had parents. They hid him.
Of course, the Gemara says that he had 7 names, and the parents definitely did not give him the name Moshe. This is the point.
Oh, okay.
The Gemara says 6 names. Avigdor. The Gemara in Megillah explains name by name. His parents definitely did not name him Moshe. Only when she returns the baby to his parents, only the mother returns her to Bat Paro, Vatikra et Shmo Moshe, clearly after he was returned. Kimin Amai Meshitu. A few years ago, Ike told us this. Rabbi Bakshi Doron told him the Sephona. The Sephona says the name should have been Nimshe. Nimshe means he was pulled out of the water. Moshe means he's pulling others of the water. Yes. Says the Sephona, here the Torah is giving us in the name what is a real leader, not the one that has a helicopter and goes on a private jet and uses the country for his name and the name of the people. It's the opposite. Vayikra Shmo Moshe. Moshe is the man who is helping others. This is why Kimina Mai Beshitim. Let's go a second to the beginning of the parasha, page 292. Everyone wonders why the parasha starts by listing the names of the Shvatim again. Look at a very interesting Rashi here. Rashi says, the first Rashi, on 292, Afa pi shemena'am b'chayayim. I mean, have in mind again, Yosef is 30 when he's a king. He's a king 7 years, 37. 2 years of famine, he's 39. His father comes down, was Yosef is 39. Yosef lives in Egypt, 17, 39, and 17 is what, 46? 56? 56. Yosef died at 110. So how many years Yaakov died when Yosef was how long? 56, 110, 54. 54. 54 years after Yaakov died, Yosef is still a king. We don't realize, we go from the end of the Sefer.
One chance.
Yeah.
1 week.
54 years is still a king. Now that look at the Psukim, everyone died. The Torah is listing the names. Says Rashi, listen carefully what Rashi says. We know the names of all of the Shvatim. Chazaru mena'am b'mitatam, they are listed again. Le'odiach chibatam, to show you how much Hashem loves them. Shenimshalu lekochavim. They are compared to stars. Shemotziam umachnisam b'mispar ubishmotam. Shene'emar hamotzi b'mispar tzva'am. Rashi quotes a pasuk in Yeshayahu. Every star has a mission, and lechulam b'shem ikra. We say it every morning. Hallelujah. What is Rashi saying? This is the beginning of the Galut. As everyone knows, most of the Jewish people in the Galut went down. Many of them covered the Brit Milah, or they didn't have a Brit Milah. Many of them were close to total intermarriage. Says the Be'er Yosef, but the Torah is telling us they are still stars, which means it's a very deep meaning, which means what they do is negative. Nevertheless, since it's because of the influence of the environment, it did not change the inner essence of the Jewish people. So the Torah in the beginning of the Galut, except Shevet Levi, is telling us this is the way Hashem looks at them. If you want to see how far this goes, says the Abarbanel, this is really fascinating. First time I saw it, look a second when Moshe is going back and forth. Look a second on 308. Or look at it, 306 first. Moshe wonders, what is the zichut, what is the merit that Hashem is going to save them? Look at the beginning of chapter 4. Vayan Moshe, page 306, Vayomer vehen lo ya'aminu li, velo yishmeu bekoli. You have to realize something. For the duration of Moshe's exile, Aaron is the leader. Out of nowhere, a man comes in, his name is Moshe. Hashem sent me. Who are you? Why should we believe you?
Aaron knew who he was, didn't Rabbi?
But the
Aaron
people,
knew
the
Moshe
masses,
was-
Everyone knew who he was. But when you go away for many years, who are you to come to tell us what to do? Which Moshe really, what bothers him the most is, by what am I worthy to say? Vayomer elav Hashem, ma ze biyadecha? What are you holding? Vayomer Mateh is holding the staff. Vayomer hashlicheu arza, throw Yosef to the floor. Vayir nachash, I mean, you realize it was not a tiny snake. Moshe runs away. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, extend your hand, pick up this, the tail. You know, the tail of the snake is the worst place to hold because it's exactly how. By Ishlach, of course, if you grab him only by his neck, otherwise you're dead. Otherwise,
the head is a weapon.
anyway, by Ishlach Yado, Moshe extended, by Ishlach Yado, by Ilemate Bechapo. למען יאמינו כי נראה אליך השם, says the Abarbanel, the Jewish people on the ground of Egypt are like snakes. A snake is a symbol of the snake of the first parasha in the Chumash. The Jewish people are amazing. They are kochavim. When they are on the floor, they are like a snake. Look further, look further. Pasuk Abarbanel says it. Vav, Vayomer Hashem lo od. Here's another explanation or reminder. Havena yadcha bechekecha, vayave yado becheko. Hashem tells Moshe, take your hand, put it into. Vayotzia, take it out. Ve'ine yado mitzorat kasharet. His hand was affected with leprosy, whatever it is. Vayomer Hashem yadcha al chekecha, put it back in. וישב ידו על חיקו ויוציאה מחיקו והנה שם כבשרו. Hashem is giving him two miracles. Says the Abarbanel, the second miracle is the same as the Nachash. When the Jewish people are close to themselves, they are pure. When you take it out, you are affected by the environment of Egypt. This is Tzarat. Hashem is giving him, you are afraid that they are not, they wouldn't believe you. You are afraid. I mean, as Rani said before, it's a very strong message to our time. Very difficult. Yes.
If you go back to the first pasuk and well, the second one, and Rashi has a situation where he says that Moshe was talking lashon hara, or he's like a nachash, or okay. So I'm wondering if the idea of mitzorah, where he gets mitzorah, they use mitzorah with the chayk, is a relation to speaking lashon hara, like Miriam.
If when you learn Perashat Metzorah, the Gemara in Erechim says all the time, yes. The Gemara says, listen carefully, Sha'alul Nachash,
right.
What do you gain by biting people? Every animal bites, takes the food. You're just biting. He answers back the Nachash, Uma yitron leba'al ha'lashon. What does a person who speaks Lashon Hara gain? What is he saying? Saying something very deep. The Nachash is saying, I gain nothing. My nature is evil. This is what evil. Evil is just to hurt you. So this is what the essence of Lashon Hara is. You're getting nothing.
So wait, so that's why they came back to the story when Moshe, what's it called? Moshe,
Of course.
Acheno da hadavar, because Rashi says there was Lashon Hara too.
Hear what he says. Rashi says, look a second, you go back a second.
Now I see, okay.
This is exactly what Rashi is saying.
Right, now it's a lot of Lashon Hara here.
Look at page 288. No, but it's not here. This is the plague that is going with us.
Right.
This is the problem, but this is exactly the point here. Look at 298. On the first day, keep in mind Moshe is a teenager. He comes out, and the way the Midrash describes it, not only is looking at them, he's trying to physically assist them. Anyway, he saw the Egyptians doing it, he did what he did, he killed them. Look at the next day.
When you say kill him, Rabbi, did he do it verbally?
Right. He killed him with the Shem Hashem. Look at Pasuk Yud Gimel. Vayetze bayom hasheni, on the second day, v'hinei shnei anashim ivrim nitzim. Two Jews are fighting. Vayomer larasha, lama takeh recha. We spoke this week, fine. Vayomer, listen to a Jew telling Moshe. Keep in mind when Moshe is there now. Keep in mind. He's a prince. He's coming out of the palace. Who is this guy? He's blonde. He's not the dark complexion. And the Jew says to him, מי שמך לאיש שר ושופט עליהם? הלהורגני אתה אומר, are you going to kill me as you killed yesterday? וירא משה מאוד, Moshe is frightened.
People know.
What is he frightened? That someone identified him as a Jew. Yes? I mean, Moshe should have answered him, you're asking me, why am I doing it? You know who I am? I am the adopted child, the princess. I live in the palace. They're telling me what to do. He is identifying him as a Jew. וירא משה ויאמר אכן נודע הדבר. Look at the Rashi now. This is the Rashi that Larry referred to. Look at the Rashi on the bottom right. וירא משה כפשוטו. Moshe is frightened because in the palace no one realized he's Jewish. This guy is telling him, you want me to go to the palace and
turn him in.
ומדרשו.
How do they not know?
Wait. How come in real life you can see that? How come the brothers didn't identify
No, I'm
this?
saying she brought him, she said,
She brought him in South Africa.
She kept it cool.
How many times in real life we see the truth in front of our nose?
You don't want to see it.
Of course not. Not only this, the princess and the baby. My son. Look at the Rashi ומדרשו דאג לו על שראה, you the Rashi on the left, top, על שראה בישראל רשעים דלתורים, when he realizes that the Jews are willing to give each other. Remember, I identify you as a Jew, I'm going to the palace. Leave me alone. אמר מעתה, שמא אינם ראויים להיגאל. Maybe they are not worthy to be redeemed here.
But they want.
If in suffering together you cannot feel the pain and you turn on each other, look at the next Rashi. אכן נודע הדבר, this is the Rashi you said. נודע לי הדבר שהייתי תמה עליו, משה רבנו says, I'm wondering. מה חטאו ישראל לכל 70 אומות? Why are the Jews suffering? Right? להיות נרדים בעבודת פרח, אבל רואה אני שהם ראויים לכך. It's very strong.
But actually, it's two ways. So they also absorb the punishment. That's why they did deserve to end up leaving. So they really want both sides.
If you look right, but if you look at it with the Abarbanel, the message of Hashem is answering back, you're right. But this is only externally, not internally. It's externally, not internally. Which means deep inside, they are good. Due to the circumstances, you're suffering, you're oppressed, you're this, you're that. This is.
But they weren't in the end, as we saw with Terah. So I mean, not Terah. I mean, with when they were killed.
Korah.
The essence was.
Yeah, but these two people. Remember, this is the Tan Aviram only. This is the Chidush. Two people follow Moshe from the beginning to the end. And the big question is, these two should have died when the Jewish people came out of Mitzrayim. Many died.
Right, but they say no, because they absorbed the whipping for the.
Right. So Eli says it is right. Rashi says at the end of the parasha that all those supervisors of the Jews who suffered, this is the reason. So even though they were evil people, really,
they had some.
Also, they were Erev Rav.
The point you're making here is that Moshe, despite his upbringing, he was a Jew.
Correct.
That's his core was a Jew, regardless of what is external or whatever his upbringing.
Now it's more. If you want to see how deep this goes.
They were not. But Master told us the whole story about them.
About what? It's very famous. I mean, it's written in many books to show, but this is the point. Even though they are bad as far as Moshe, they are jealous of Moshe, they are whatever, through the 4 years. But they came out of Egypt. So there is one opinion, the Yam Suf was the craft for them. Why? Because they felt the pain of Here's the point. Look a second in 296. 296. Listen carefully how Rashi, וילך איש מבית לוי ויקח את בת לוי, remember she's 140. ותער האישה ותלד בן, fine. Look at the Rashi. Look at the Rashi. ויקח את בת לוי, Rashi on the right column, on the 5th line, פרוש היה ממנה, he was separated from his wife, מפני גזירת פרעה וחזר ולקחה he marries his wife. He remarried. וילך, מה פירוש וילך איש מבית לוי? שהלך בעצת ביתו, even though the Rambam is listing Amram as one of the leaders, he listens to his daughter. שאמרה לו, listen good, גזירתך קשה משל פרעה. אם פרעה גזר על הזכרים, פרעה made it the Creoni and the male. ואתה גם כן על הנקבות. This is what Rashi doesn't bring. Rashi quotes a Gemara in Sotah. But the Gemara in Sotah, as she tells him, listen to this, פרעה לא גזר אלא בעולם הזה. ואתה גזרת בעולם הזה בעולם הבא, which means, if kids are not born, they're not coming to Olam Haba. If a kid is born, at least he would get to Olam Haba. The commentators wonder, Olam Haba for what? You are born today, in a week, you are in the water. What did you do? Nothing. I saw yesterday,
Which that neshama go, Rabbi?
Again, the neshama goes to Olam Haba for what? What did he do? Financed it from his mother? So I saw yesterday about Mokmod, but they died as Jews. Why are they being thrown into the water? Because I'm a Jew. A man is dying. Look how far. They did nothing in life. They did nothing in life, but they died as Jews. So she says to him, they are born. If they have to die, they die. Many say, by the way, that this Zerah was 3 months only, because the minute Moshe is in the water, the astrologers are telling Paro he's already in the water. I just want to tell you before, how did the Tan Aviram identify Moshe as a Jew? By what? I mean, remember, we know Moshe, but Moshe was a baby, he's into the palace. We assume now, according to the Ramban, he's 16 or 18 or under 20. Many years in the palace.
I mean, maybe because he killed the Misli.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Every Jew has a certain trait. Sometimes.
I like my
remember-
maybe they throw him in the bathhouse.
We had the rabbi, the Bowery, the food. Must be a Jew.
Remember this story, I think that this is the pshat. I really think that this is the pshat. I tell you again, my chavruta for many years went to pay a shiva call to someone. Fellow told him that his son was involved in this story. It's only a background just to. He said an American boy from Los Angeles came to New York he studied at NYU. At night he walked in a fancy restaurant in Manhattan. Totally non-kosher. He told his master, why do we throw the food every night? Let's take it in the Bowery. He says it's a great idea. Who would take it every night? So every night after the restaurant is closed, he's packing up 2 boxes on the subway. Anyway, can you imagine the Bowery? This is a story from the 50s, 60s. Fresh steaks, fresh salmon. One old lady doesn't take it. They say, why? He said, because you are a Jew. He told them, you can call my parents. I'm a Jew. He says to him, you are a teenager. Why don't you go every night with the girls? Why don't you go to the movies? Every night you come in to give, you must be a Jew. I'm not taking food from Jews. Comes home to Thanksgiving, he tells his mother, you want to hear a joke? He was accused as a Jew. His mother told him, but he is right, she is right. She adopted you and showed you. Understand? For a prince of Egypt to come out of the palace every day to look how people are suffering, you have to be a Jew. It's a mission. This is how they identified it. It's impossible. You have to be an idiot. for doing what you're doing. The question really is here, Shevet Levi somehow, listen to this, Shevet Levi somehow did not work in Egypt. Why would Paro agree a full Shevet? And so on, so deep. When the astrologist told him that the Jewish savior is born, says they cannot, it belongs to Shevet Levi. Says Paro, let them be free. You know why? No one would ever take men to be a leader if he didn't suffer with us. You know, all the politicians, my parents are blue collar, but look this, which means Paro was willing to sacrifice a full Shevet as long as his Moshe is not going to come from them. And the end is you, Paro, are the one who pays for his food. You're teaching him political science. You're teaching him how to run the country. You know what Rabbi Isaac Shell says?
It's also without the suffering, Rabbi. Without the suffering,
this is the point.
The suffering hardens and makes the person
correct,
stronger.
Correct. This is what it means.
Just free, so
this is what Rabbi Isaac Shell says. Says Rabbi Isaac Shell. Okay, only he can say this is about God's best. He says, how come by every Makkah Moshe is negotiating with Paro? He says because any way you look at it, the Jewish people had a karata tov to. You remember by the first Makkah, Makkah Dam, Paro was not impressed. He goes back home. The Gemara says because Paro's palace was not affected. Why? As a reward for Paro for keeping Moshe and raising him. Any way you look at it, which means even not only from the water. She brings him to the palace. He's being raised by
his food.
Yeah. The biggest lesson to us as adults, the way we are, or as parents or as grandparents, is the pasuk. Look at again in 296. She's coming to the water, either because she had a skin disease, sarat, or because she wants to change. She's upset the way her father is treating people. Anyway, Vatishlach et amata.
But she was dipping for conversion?
Yeah.
The Gemara in Sotah says, of course, she's converted.
Wow.
Otherwise, it doesn't say, it wouldn't say, but Larry, you like language. Look at the pasuk, Larry. Vateret bat paro lilchot al hayor.
Yeah, before.
Yeah,
well, there's a problem with that because before it says Safat. I know there's a big targum on this.
Not only that, think a minute, would a princess go to the Nile to wash? Your father is a king.
She was hiding.
No, they have showers in the.
She was hiding.
If you take the story, so the Gemara says that two opinions. One is that she had sarat and she came for health reasons. The other one is she came to convert. Now, if you remember the story before, Jack,
what made it, Rabbi? What made her want to convert? What was happening?
By seeing how terrible her father is, by seeing that innocent people who saved the country are being oppressed, by seeing a father telling the babies have to be killed. But listen, if you take the story we said before, you hear it much better. It's impossible that she, the princess, is willing to, she is putting her life in danger also. Your father says to kill the babies and you're saving the baby. If she became Jewish, you understand it better. But Tachmol alav, she has mercy on him because this. So they say because the Ye'or was a symbol of power in Egypt. You remember that Paro every day goes down, Lechel Paro in the morning. They looked on the Ye'or as a god. Allah Ye'or, she's giving up this idea that Ye'or is This is, okay, Shabbat Shalom, we have to go, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Doesn't look like it's snowing, but if it's snowing, we'll learn Sunday on the Zoom.
A big mazel tov, Rabbi Prague.
Thank you, I'm going
Mazel
to,
tov. Mazel tov.
my grandson.
What happened? Rabbi, what happened, Rabbi?
What
Larry,
happened
what happened?
13 years ago, my grandson was born last night.
Wow.
This grandson
Beautiful. Rabbi.
happens to be the grandson who carries my father's name. The interesting part,
Wow.
my father is named after his grandfather. When my grandson was born, was the yahrzeit of the grandfather that is named after.
Wow. Wow, Rabbi.
Asach nachas, asach
Much
nachas.
nachad, Rabbi. Much nachad.
Shalom, thank you very much.